I'm just going to drop into it. Triezamein.
Yay! Yay!
Triezamein. You are sitting under a tree.
Ooh, how did I get there?
The grass is green. The sky is blue. There's a nice sun in the sky. No clouds. Maybe one or two wispy clouds, but nothing really to stop the sun. And you're a lot younger. You're
Ooh,
maybe 12 years old.
ooh, a peek into my past.
You're just enjoying your. It's a very nice day. Maybe you're reading a book in the sunshine, like Alice in Wonderland, and then you see a small boy close to you. He's dressed in uh, in a school uniform, wearing a schoolboy's cap, and he has a satchel. And he approaches you. You feel nothing bad from this person, no bad intent. He opens the
No
satchel
threat.
and he takes out something and he hands it to you. You look into your hands and you see that you are holding many bones, many small
Ooh,
bones.
voodoo,
Many of
voodoo.
them carved with infernal runes. In fact, all of them
Definitely
carved
voodoo.
with infernal runes. Runes
Definitely voodoo.
depicting various numbers. You suddenly feel shocked by this and you drop the bones. But as the bones fall, they pass through the green grass, and you yourself start to fall through nothingness. So you watch the bones fall. You see them moving towards a sort of plane of infinity, which you see is a picture of your mother, framed perfectly. And as the bones fall towards it and you fall towards the picture, one of the bones lands on the picture and there's just a little crack appears. One of the other bones lands and there's a small crack. Then all the bones hit and the picture just shatters. And you are falling and you are surrounded by the shattered image of your mother. You
That's
find
sad.
yourself restrained by unknown, almost like a web, almost like a spider's web.
Oh no, please, no, that's one of my biggest fears.
There's no spider. It's more like
Okay.
more like elastic bands.
Oh, okay.
But your character wouldn't know about elastic bands, so this is the nearest things you can think is to a spider's web, and
Okay.
and you feel trapped in this place. You just hear a voice. This voice says, "Poor confused child. You know the difference between lawful good and lawful evil is really just an interpretation of the rules. But rules there must be. I am damned forever to the plains of hell. I may be Lord of the Nine Hells, but my curse is that I am Lord of the Nine Hells. Do you think," he says, looking hard at you, "do you think if I could manifest my form on any of the mortal realms that I would choose to spend my life in hell?
I don't know.
He turns and says,
Hmm.
I'm sorry,
I don't know. Did you deserve it?
I'm afraid you're a bit restrained at the moment and slightly in thrall. The figure turns and says, I'm sorry that whatever or whoever killed your mother, it was not I or any being who is bound to the plains of hell. In fact, when I look at the mess of your soul, it has the stink of mortals all over it. I see you began your life in worship of me. I have always thought that if one was cursed to spend eternity in hell after death, then one should enjoy one's life as best as possible. Tiny team. He turns to the small boy who is now visible. Tiny team, he says, clean this mess up. The figure leaves. Tiny team, small boy, turns to you. He looks you in the eyes and smiles. You see just one of his eyes just glows red very briefly. And you get the feeling that maybe there's more than one of him. As he flickers very suddenly in your vision, and you awake, grasping at the bed sheets around you.
I'm back in the pub.
You are back in the pub. You're back in the room.
Oh, thank God, it was a nightmare.
Now, this is a nightmare, but this is, I think, how your characters are in the bedrooms. You will see on the right.
Yep.
Just now.
Now, Triezamein, you have just emerged from a dream that was unlike any dream you have ever had. Suddenly, somehow you can see and think more clearly. There was some garbage blocking your mind before that is just gone. There is your hit points have gone up by 10. You now have a max hit point of 39.
Woohoo!
And a full character sheet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
So something that you probably should have developed at some point in your 30 years leading up to this moment, but something prevented you from completing your character sheet. But now whatever blockage,
Just needed to sleep.
Sorry, Charlie.
He just needed to sleep.
Just needed she's woken up with Dragon, saying that no, I'm not going to give Dragon the credit for giving Triezamein 10 hit points in the night. Dre, roll hit dice for me. I'm joking.
I can hear you through my headset.
On-term camera.
Oh,
Okay, well, this is great.
where's
Now
Charlie
I can
gone?
see Dre. I can see Kayla. Now we're going to come into the problem
Where's
of
Charlie gone?
ooh, the fucker Charlie.
Okay, you gotta leave this technical issue in, because this one's fun as hell.
and confusing.
Yeah.
How about now, Charlie?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can't hear him.
Okay, Dre, you're just gonna have
Trey's
to.
still can't
You're
hear.
just gonna have to deal with not being able to hear Charlie. I mean, like, you know, the leader of your group and everything like that. Your
Yeah.
passive intelligence is pretty low, and
It's alright, I'll
your
relay everything to
your
Charlie says.
insight is only
Hang on,
+1, so your ability to
Charlie
understand what's
friendly.
going on around you might be limited quite heavily. Also, you're enamoured with Triezamein, who you've just spent the night with. Hang on. And great. Okay, Dragon, you are startled by the sound of Triezamein awakening in her bed, but not so startled to draw you away from the bong that you are hitting at this moment. It's a wake and bake situation. We still got technical difficulties, or we can sorted. Good. So Triezamein wakes up. She's dealing with a lot of stuff. The very image that she sees of the world seems slightly bigger.
Hey, nice one, Dragon.
Could be due to her wisdom having gone from -1 to +2. So I think what I'm not going to meta game. I think you can work out what just happened. I love Tiny Team, by the way. He's my favourite character now in the whole of Acquisitions Incorporated. He's great. He was introduced a couple of games ago, and it's just great. Hello. It's just like the tiniest. It's like the tiniest, most small, unassuming devil in the whole of hell. Hello.
Yes, I figured you liked him because I ignored him, and you got very upset about that.
No, not in any way. Oh, I see. I got upset because you. Well, yeah, I wanted you to learn a bit about him because he's a very interesting character.
I know.
Who knows? You might get a chance to. You know, he
Ignore him again.
can he visit other realms? We don't know. There are so many things we don't know about Tiny Team. Right, Christopher, you wake up in your room, and you are surprised to find that you are holding in a kind of loving position your instrument in your bed, which you're kind of surprised about because
it still hasn't been assigned a name other than what's written on it.
Well, you'd left the instrument up against the wall when you fell asleep in bed. Slightly worse for booze. Not too bad, of course. But you've woken up in a kind of loving pose with this instrument.
It was a free bar.
Well, there we go. Anyway, you guys are awake, and you can smell something that could be breakfast, or it could just be the smell of the previous night's vomit being cleaned up by the bar wench.
If that's what breakfast smells like, I don't want to eat at this establishment anymore.
Small interlude. Do you remember when I was working at that video shop and you'd come round and see? And one time I cut a fart like whilst there was somebody in the shop. I was just like, oh shit, that really smells bad. And they said, I think this happened to me. I'm sure this is, and it's kind of difficult to remember. It's a good story. But this person just said, "Oh, someone's making breakfast." They said, and I went, "Yeah, I could." Like, yeah. I didn't break it to them. What they were smelling was not someone making breakfast. Indeed, something very far from. Anyway,
Someone unmaking breakfast.
Exactly, yes, or
Releasing
completing the making of breakfast.
Yeah.
So,
Breakfast.
do you want to go downstairs and investigate what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go downstairs and ask for a mead, please.
Okay, you're going to go downstairs. Oh no, I've got to select you.
So I can move me. Just
Okay,
move up to the bar there.
Yep, you do that. That's good. Put yourself at the bar. Polton's at the bar.
Yep. So you're all right.
Well, Polton seems. It looks when you approach him that he's passed out in his drink, but actually it turns out when you tap him on the shoulder that he's just trying to see how far into the double flagon he can fit his face.
Okay.
He's reached a point. He's reached
How
a level.
far did he get?
He's reached a level of drunkenness at this point that is usually sort of associated with gods of alcohol.
How far into it did he get?
Oh, he got far enough for you to think that he was asleep in it.
Can I use bardic inspiration to try and get a little bit further into it?
No. No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this bullshit. I've not had enough coffee yet for you to be fucking with Polton. All right, Polton looks at you and he says, dude, you said you were going to be up early. I thought you'd be up earlier than this." Polton's eyes are either not looking at you or looking at a double image of you, possibly even a triple image of you, and he's trying to work out which one of them to talk to. He says, "I sent my son home. I sent my son home because I thought if we're going to go and see these Asmodeus worshippers, I'm not taking him along again. Because last time, like I say, they tried to indoctrinate him, and I had to scare the fucking shit out of those guys. It was funny. I told them because Asmodeus has got he protects me and my mates because one of my mates is related to him, and they were trying to indoctrinate, and I said, right, you better back off because I'm protected by Asmodeus. And Asmodeus actually changed the statue in their thing, so it was it was angry at them with his eyebrows down, and all the worshippers fell to their knees and were just terrified. Yeah, made me laugh my ass.
So you'd say that he's very, very drunk.
He's very drunk. I mean, at least he's much more drunk than he was the night before. He's been playing all night, drinking for free on your tab. He's about as drunk as Polton can get, while still being able to move, not in a straight line, but from point A to point B without having to pass through all the other letters to get there.
Excellent. I touch him on the shoulder and say, "It's all right, mate. We'll get through today." And as I do it, I cast Lesser Restoration.
Oh, that's a good idea. It doesn't make him any less drunk, but it does make him
no, because it takes away his condition of being poisoned.
Does it really?
And alcohol is poison.
I don't think being drunk counts as being poisoned. I think being hungover. You take away his hungover.
Alcohol's a poison.
Okay,
Alcohol's a poison.
Okay, you've roll a persuasion check on your dungeon master. I'm joking. Okay. So you make him a little bit less drunk. Okay, he says, "Whoa, why did you do that, you bastard?" now I'm gonna have to drink another one of these. He necks very quickly a double flagon of rum.
Oh, sorry.
Would like to point out that you've got
Didn't
no
mean to.
eyebrows and you haven't used lesser restoration on yourself. But hey, you know, your choice.
It doesn't give me my eyebrows back.
Lesser restoration would
It
restore
just gets rid of a
Torben.
condition affecting it.
I think a lesser restoration would restore your eyebrows. The condition
Hello?
affecting it. I think, yeah, a lesser
No, they're
restoration would.
not that important.
You think you need to use a major restoration to restore your eyebrows? If you do, you're gonna have to wait for quite a few.
No, I
seconds.
just don't think they're that important.
Okay.
Maybe I could use it twice, one for each eyebrow.
No, fuck it. You got no eyebrows.
But I'm not going to.
Yep.
Nope.
Just gonna roll with it.
I was gonna be nice to you, but fuck you. You've got no eyebrows, and you're gonna have to wait at least 10 long rests to get them back.
Fine by me. They're overrated.
Eyebrows are overrated.
Whilst they're good for the poker face.
Good for the poke. Yeah. When needed. You're. I'm looking at the wrong one. I don't have your character.
All right. So I get myself
great.
involved in another beer, so that we can remain mildly tipsy at the start of this encounter.
Okay, Triazamein's gonna get up, I think, and stretch her legs, which feel new, with their new strength of +3.
She felt lighter than before.
They shouldn't feel new. They should feel a little bit wobbly after last night.
No, she feels very much. Rather than any strength or constitution being taken from her, she feels a massive surge in energy. Something that she's never had before. Dragon takes absolutely no responsibility for this. And his yes. There's space for me to add skills, but I'm not going to add the skill of banging to it. It's just too crap. Right. Do you guys smell breakfast as well? Do you want to make your way downstairs, or what do you want to do? You want to have another roll in the hay?
I stick quietly in my room concentrating on what my dream.
So what?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
You're going to have to talk into your phone, Kayla.
I stay in my room, quietly contemplating what my dream meant.
Right,
I do not want to be disturbed.
Okay, Dre, do you want to go and get some breakfast?
Yeah, right then. Yeah, let's go down.
I'm going to put you
However,
downstairs.
I do the room service.
Dre's the room server. Dre will bring you some food, okay?
I send someone up.
Dragon, I have to keep remembering. It's just because Dragon and Dre are just so similar in personality and character traits. The only thing missing is the long sword. The Dragon's come down and he's joined you, Charlie,
Cool.
at the bar, and you've inquired about breakfast. Now, breakfast appears to be some sort of porridge, and is served on the house, but lacking a large crowd in the pub this morning. They haven't put on anything like bacon or eggs or anything like that. They've just made some. They've just made some porridge.
I don't want
Pardon me. So, do you guys want to have some porridge? With some nourishment to get you through the day?
I'll pass. Just have a cup of tea.
Yeah, past cup of tea, okay.
I'll pass and have a cup of coffee.
I'll pass another mead.
Okay, hard pass on breakfast. Good. Polton says, I had a look outside. You know that carriage has been waiting there all night.
Oh yeah. Here, Dragon, can you go up and get Triezamein? We got journey to go.
Alright.
Triezamein, you've had about 15 minutes to contemplate this whilst Dre's had his cup of tea. You
I'll
drink
bring up her cup of coffee up.
a cup of coffee, there you go, good.
Trey, go and see the stress on my face and ask what's wrong.
Yep.
Okay,
I decide to myself and I don't
lost
want
Triezamein.
to worry. I don't want to worry anyone.
Okay, so you're going to join the adventurers downstairs, are you?
Yeah.
Good.
But I stay quiet about when I'm slightly distressed.
One of you's going to have to turn your microphone off, I'm afraid.
Uh,
Either that or one of you's going to have to use headphones and a microphone to your mouth.
Well, can you hear that?
no.
Okay, this is the problem we have.
It's just like everything you say I hear twice, and it's now both of you. You've both muted yourselves.
There we go.
Right.
Can you hear me?
I can kind of hear
Might be a
you.
bit quiet in the
You might just have to shout, Ray.
Put the phone over. Is that a bit better?
Yep,
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
yep, that's better.
Okay.
Okay, so
Right,
Triezamein,
well, I'm just
you're gonna. What I heard was that you're joining them downstairs. You said something else as well, and I'd love to include that in the story, but I couldn't hear what it was that you said.
I said I will join them downstairs for an adventure, but I stay quiet about why I'm slightly distressed.
Okay,
Cool.
you're actually distressed. Wow. Cool.
Well,
Okay, you're gonna
after the dream
come-
I had, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're kind of in the corner here, kind of at the side, drinking your coffee, not wanting to get involved in the conversation as you're still considering what you've gone through.
My phone goes weird when I say.
Having gone up, having suddenly for the first time in your life rolled your dice for your character after 30 years, the change is somehow incredible. Okay. Okay, so do you guys want to go outside and see what's going on with the...
Yeah, guys. This guy's been waiting for me all night. I suppose it's a bit rude. Probably jump in the carriage. You guys coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Come on, Polton.
As you remember, this guy is a worshipper of Asmodeus.
Yep.
Oh, I've left him outside, but he shouldn't be outside the carriage. He spent the night.
Oh yeah, you put him nearby. Yeah.
Yeah. He wouldn't have spent the night outside because there are eyes everywhere, which you will discover soon enough.
Yay.
You go out, and the four of you get into the carriage. Right. The
I say,
theatre of the
Dragon.
mind for a minute.
I say, Dragon, Triezamein, do you want to get on the outside of the carriage?
Can I not sit on the horse?
The warlock says it would be better if none of you were seen. Where we are going is a secret location.
All right. Triezamein, Dragon, you're by the doors.
He says to be honest, in normal circumstances I would cast darkness on the inside of this carriage to prevent anybody from potentially seeing who was inside. but I think
Well, we could close the curtains.
given the company, we can just pull the curtains. Yeah. The warlock knocks a small combination on the door and on the ceiling, sorry, and the coachman, who has stalwartly been sitting at his horse all night, having thought that this was an urgent an urgent call, that he was rushing to pick somebody up, has found himself sitting there for 10 hours.
He left the meter running.
Well, he is paid by the hour, so he's not too concerned, and he knows.
So what's he complaining about?
He's not complaining about anything. He's I told you, he's stalwartly been there.